Welcome back, Coup Connect subscribers. Your host of the Coup Connect podcast, Jake Brandon, here tonight, asking you to hit the like and the subscribe on the way in. Continue to grow the channel, continue to support the players. We're doing a Big 12 recap as always, and Big 12 preview as well for this coming Saturday. But I think our recap can be kind of brief today. There is only a few games of note that I think we need to talk about. So kick it over to my man Kev, our Big 12 expert, college football aficionado expert. Kev, what do you think? What are some of the games we need to kind of touch base on before we jump to the previews of these upcoming games?
Well, I think we have to start with BYU Arizona. It
Yeah.
was the game of the day in the conference. It was, had the rain delay, had a double overtime, not shootout, but just like a super back and forth. It was a swing game.
Yes.
You were live on the ground.
I was there, man.
You were getting soaked.
Soaking wet.
Yep. Not BYU style, actual soaking wet. But when BYU's down 24-14, were you confident that the Cougars were going to make a comeback, or were you concerned?
I've seen it happen so many times that you get a little bit like, but I'm also like, yeah, like we've been down by more and come back. Our defense is really good, so
yeah,
that helps. And then I really guys. I know, I had a pro A-Rod tweet this week.
Wow, that's brave.
It's brave. I've always been a pro A-Rod person.
Yeah.
But I went out and shared it with the world.
It's brave to put that out there on social media.
And I've put it in the Discord privately several times. I put it out for the world. There's a pit view of A-Rod and Bear meeting after the game, and he kind of comes, daps him up, hugs him up, and everything. And what they did was kept their composure even when they were down. I mean, we got to the fourth quarter, we had to have 2 scores in the final 5 minutes, something like that, 4 or 5 minutes. We go down, we kick a field goal, we kick a beautiful pooch onside, and then now it's like you got to have the defense get a 3 and out, basically. I'm pretty confident in our defense. They get the 3 and out, and now we've got to go have a scoring drive, and we got it done. So I don't know, I don't want to say I wasn't a little bit nervous. I'm slightly nervous, but honestly, I've seen this team do this so many times. You get down 2 touchdowns at Colorado this year. Last year, it's, Oklahoma State or Utah. What was it, 21-7? And then we returned it to 21-14. But you got down 2 scores, and I don't know, I've just seen it too many times to get really frustrated too quick.
Right, exactly. I think the only time that I was really frustrated was their field goal drive. It was 7 minutes and 6 seconds.
Okay.
And every second that went off the clock, it was like you're banking on your defense being perfect, which BYU's defense can be perfect, and they got the 3 and out stop that they needed. I will say, had the defense, given up a first down, Arizona probably goes on to win that game.
Yes.
And so the margin for error, it was
10
BYU's
yards.
Control.
Yeah, it's 10 yards.
The margin for error was very small because they took so much time on that field goal drive, but they got the job done.
I think people's frustration with the offense and A-Rod specifically is that it might not be explosive enough for them. It's too conservative.
Yeah.
It's too this, but it's but when we have to have it, we usually get it.
Right.
Even the Arizona State game we didn't win last year is great 2-minute offenses and things to give us chances to win, give us shots to win when probably shouldn't have been in that. Oklahoma State, you got a 2-minute drive, to go and score. Or there's several times in games that we did end up winning well where we get the ball back with a minute and we go 60 yards and score. It's not a matter of can they be more explosive. It's a matter of is the best thing to win games to be conservative, run the ball, punt, play field position because you have an elite defense and it's complementary football.
Yes.
I think that's the real reason we do all those things that frustrate people.
I 100% agree. They play complementary football just as good as anyone else does in the country. And you have to look at personnel too. Are our best skill position players explosive? Like game breakers? They're like Parker Kingston is. Mm-hmm. We've seen Chase once he gets going, but Chase isn't a guy that you just, tell him to run a vertical route and he's going to outrun every defensive back in safety. He's as good as he is, he's not that receiver.
Yeah.
He's like working the zones, trying to, find a window in the defense.
And
LJ
that's not a
doesn't.
knock on Chase. That's not a knock on Chase.
It's just not who he is as a player.
Puka in the NFL isn't get behind people all the time either.
No.
But he's elite at running the routes he does. He
Right.
makes difficult catches.
Right.
He can be physical. Like Chase has a lot of similarities to his game in that aspect, right? So it's not a knock on any of these guys, but I know exactly what you're saying.
And LJ, LJ's a guy where it's like a consistent 6 to 10 yards at carry for the most part.
Yeah.
And if he gets, touched behind the line of scrimmage, he's still going to turn it into 3.
Yeah.
He's not a give him the ball, because here's the thing with game breakers. They go 80 and they go 2.
Yeah.
And there's not a whole lot in between.
Yeah.
But with LJ, you get the consistent
he's a workhorse back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really is.
But at the same time, he's not just going to take the ball 25 yards in the blink of an eye. That's just not who he is. So BYU's playing to their personnel too, because when you have that guy and those players that can get you consistent yards play after play, it's better to do that, because when you have the explosive players, you need more possessions, because you look at teams in the NFL, like the Seahawks, they're very boom or bust.
Mm-hmm.
They're either they hit the big play, they hit the explosive, and if they don't get the explosive, it's a 3-and-out.
Yeah, and that sucks to be their defense.
Right, exactly. And so, but with BYU's defense and with the, the possession, just grinders that we have, and Bear can be included in that too. He's not explosive like Taysom Hill. He's not going to just take a zone read around the corner for 40 yards. But what he's really good at is finding a window in the defense, taking the contact. We saw him run 20 plus times in that game, and it wasn't like he was getting out of bounds every single time either. It was nope, QB draw or whatever, just right up the middle. And, he was getting hit by linebackers and stuff. But
and a lot of times he's getting contacted near the line of scrimmage.
Right.
And still getting you 5, 6 or more yards.
Yes.
So, but like you said, it's a different way of doing it. So I actually have not thought about the personnel aspect maybe as much as you just articulated that. So that probably helps with that as well. But well, you can't tell me we haven't been explosive with guys in the past.
We've seen
yeah,
Cody Hagan take a tornado reverse for 40 yards. We've seen Parker catch a slant or a screen and
house it.
we have explosive players.
Yeah.
But our best players on the team are not explosive. So we have to,
they're consistent,
for them to be successful, we have to build an offense that builds on their strengths. And that's what BYU is doing right now. It's very effective. Obviously, we've seen Bear turn the ball over a bit more the last few games, which is...
But they've also opened it up for him more.
Right, yeah. And that's helped with some of the explosive pass plays down the field. So, outside of his, just making a poor decision to throw it, just kind of throw it blind after the botched snap. He's really been nails for BYU this entire season. And, I'm expecting nothing but nails for the rest of the season.
Same. Yeah. And he's his personality type is so consistent and steady. This is just who he is. You know what I'm saying? It's not an act.
No, it's
not. Or
not.
It's not I gotta play uptight because that is just who he is, man.
Yeah.
It's just how he goes.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, what's other games?
A game that was going on during the same time as BYU, Arizona, because of that rain delay. Utah beat Arizona State 42-10. Arizona State without Sam Leavitt, their starting quarterback.
But Kevin, I have been told that it doesn't matter because Sam Leavitt does not play defense.
Okay. This is true. Arizona's defense did not look good, but at the same time, when Jeff Sims is your starting quarterback versus Sam Leavitt as your starting quarterback, defense goes you just can't help it.
Right.
The defense goes into that game thinking, man, we're really behind the 8 ball tonight. And it's cold. Arizona State's been playing in, nice 80-degree weather. They got rain delayed. It's very easy for them. It's very easy to make excuses for them and just be just wasn't their night. And it really wasn't.
Yeah.
Defense didn't show up. Jeff Sims was not great. And Utah's a really good football team.
Yeah. No, they are. And I think they're elite defensively, like probably one of the better defenses in the conference. And,
Yeah.
Nationally, they're probably at the top, I don't know where, 15 to 20, maybe even higher than that, maybe top 10 defense, good defense. And they have weapons.
Mm-hmm.
They can run the ball. Like and Beck is creative enough that he's using playmakers, whether it's on D or O. I don't want to downplay what they're doing. They're playing good football. So, and we're getting them this week firing on all cylinders because of the West Virginia and ASU game. So,
yeah, I mean, that Texas Tech loss woke them up, and they've played pretty much perfect football since then. So, BYU's getting Utah at their best, and hopefully, we haven't seen quite what we think this BYU team is capable of the last couple of weeks, but hopefully they've just been saving it for this game on
Kevin, let
Saturday.
me just drop a little teaser for you here. I think, I'll be careful how I phrase this. We might be getting the most complete team on the field this week for Utah.
All right.
Talked about this a little more in voice chat, talked about this a little more in the Discord. But I think we'll field the most complete team that we have so far this year for this week. And if they can play their consistent best, I don't think we've seen that yet, like you said.
Right.
So
at least for 4 quarters. That was one thing that finally ended was BYU's consecutive scoring quarters streak against Arizona. But it happens, but BYU's shown that they're consistent. They're going to score or be in a scoring position every single quarter, and you can't ask for much more, and the defense just has to get it done on their end.
Yep, I agree.
Let's see. Another game that happened this week was Texas Tech allowed the most points it has all season to Kansas, and they won 42-17. This Texas Tech defense is unlike anything they've ever seen in Lubbock. They're known for Patrick Mahomes and Cliff Kingsbury.
Air that thing out.
Airing it out.
Winning games 42-35.
Right. This is a completely different team, and as of right now, I think, they're ranked number 9. I think they could easily be in the top 5, and that wouldn't be a stretch. They have a veteran quarterback with elite playmakers at wide receiver. Their defensive line, you couldn't find 5 better defensive lines in the country.
Dude, I haven't watched tons of Tech. Early in the season, it was kind of just blowout, ugly football. And maybe they've done more of this because I did watch some then. I watched the first quarter and fourth quarter of the Utah game. But you know what I've noticed a lot is they don't really need to blitz to create pressure. Their front 4 is so good that they're creating enough havoc on those passing downs that everybody else can play coverage or everybody else can do things. And that's a massive luxury. That's going to make them really hard to score on.
And they might have the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year at linebacker in Jacob Rodriguez. So, there's just talent all over the field with them.
Yeah.
Anyone who is worried about it meshing, a lot of portal guys coming in this year, it's been perfect. I mean, the money that they had, they spent it very well.
I think so too.
And we're seeing that against, Kansas, who I never expected them to win, but to hold that offense to 17 points just goes to show that this team is for real, in my opinion. The next game, Iowa State got upset by Colorado. Craig and I covered this last week a little bit. Iowa State's best 2 defensive backs went down with season-ending injuries against Cincinnati. So they're banged up. They're really behind the 8 ball right now. I think Rocco Becht people have kind of figured out Iowa State's offense. They're very tight end dependent because they've lost 2 receivers to the NFL draft last year. And unlike a lot of schools, they can't just bring in new guys to replace them. That's not who Iowa State is. So, that Iowa State game, we were looking at it a few weeks ago, man, this might be BYU's toughest game on the schedule. Now looks like it's one of BYU's easier games.
Yeah, I mean, any road game is hard. Arizona, which Arizona's defense is better than I think I gave them credit for. But
Yeah.
They looked really good in a lot of situations in that game. But that was a tough game, tougher than could have been, should have been. And Iowa State, I don't overlook them, but with their down so many people and with, maybe a lack of ability to stretch the field,
Yeah.
that's a game that you should win, in my opinion. So,
yep. And Colorado, like they scored 24 points, so nothing special, but they're just gonna be in every game.
Yeah.
Whether or not their quarterback makes the kind of mistakes that we've seen him make in some of these close games. Salter is a very like boomer bust. He had 16 completions for 255 yards.
And 2 picks and a touchdown.
2 touchdowns and no picks. this time.
I think that was maybe the week before. I was thinking.
Yeah, he's very interception prone, turnover prone, and that's why they lose games. Honestly, is just because he makes some of those
mistakes.
But like Colorado's gonna keep being in games every single week.
Yeah, they play hard. Coach Prime gets them to play really hard.
Yeah, and hope he's doing well. Like he's keeps going through more and more health stuff, which is, just sad to see. Like just as a human, like you just want nothing but the best for Coach Prime.
And when I was a kid, he was the man.
He was the guy.
He was the man.
Yeah.
Him and Bo Jackson is like, oh yeah, just be amazing at 2 sports.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, hope he's doing well and hope he can continue to coach football because he's great for the sport. The next game we have probably the biggest surprise in the Big 12. Cincinnati beat UCF 20-11. This game wasn't even that close. It was 20-3 for most of it, and UCF scored a garbage time touchdown to make the score look a little bit better. Cincinnati's proved this season they can beat you in a lot of ways.
Cincinnati's good.
They can win with defense.
Yeah.
They can win with offense.
Well, their quarterback can hurt you with his feet, obviously, but also we're seeing, some of these receivers they picked up in the portal from the G5 level, like they're pretty dang good.
Right.
Like they can hurt you with his arm too.
Yeah. BYU will play them in a few weeks, and that's gonna be a tough one, especially in November. That's gonna be
on the road.
It's gonna be a cold one. And if you're going to the game, don't get the Skyline chili. Promise. Don't do it. Houston beat Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, sorry. That's the only time you're going to be brought up.
We want to love you and we want to like you.
I hope you
get
a great coach and you can come back. But for the rest of the season, that you're just an afterthought. And then a team that has kind of showed signs of life recently, Kansas State.
Yep.
They beat TCU 41-28 and really were up 2 or 3 possessions the entire second half of this game. Avery Johnson all of a sudden has started to look kind of like the guy people were hoping he was going to be. And TCU, not.
What's going on? It is kind of a trademark of Sonny, though, to be like, let's just score points and not worry about defense. And I think you're kind of starting to see some of that as the season progresses on.
Yeah.
People kind of figuring out that defense more and more each week. And
Hoover's been like Hoover.
The end of the game at Arizona State was bad.
Yeah.
And that's not like what Hoover's so much better than that.
Right. But like even this game, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, a 27.8 QBR. Like
that's rough.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely not the guy we expected. And like they do have good players. They had 2 receivers with over 100 receiving yards, but still just not enough for TCU at this point. Like kind of surprised me because I thought that, they were one of the most talented teams. Like you look at the recruiting rankings and like the composite and all of that, like TCU's arguably got one of the most talented rosters in the Big 12, but they just, maybe you're right. Maybe it comes down to coaching and they just haven't found the right balance that, other teams like BYU, Texas Tech, Utah, Iowa State have kind of found.
Right. It's not complimentary football.
Yes, exactly. They don't One does not complement the other.
I love throwing the ball. When I was calling plays, we were like 65-35 pass.
Let it rip.
Let it rip. And especially if, your playmakers, like you're talking about personnel, if your playmakers are at wide receiver, throw it even more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a fan of it, but it does take a toll on your defense. We had a very good defense, and they basically had to play 5 quarters sometimes because we threw the ball so much, and games went longer, and they had to play more snaps. And there is a trade-off there. And so if you're hating on A-Rod because he's too gosh dang conservative or predictable or whatever, like, your word of the week is complimentary football. Write it down.
Right.
So
okay, let's get into the previews.
let's do it.
Kind of a poop fest one. West Virginia, UCF at UCF.
Ooh. Who does Vegas think's going to win that game? That's a curious. I don't know who in that game.
Let's see.
Probably UCF.
The
UCF
matchup
by 8.
Yeah.
UCF by 8. Okay.
Yeah.
One possession, I guess, but
The matchup predictor has UCF as a 72% chance to win.
Okay.
So, you know,
Okay.
I guess we saw West Virginia. They
They
don't have a lot right now.
no, and they need real help in their secondary.
Yeah.
Like a real help in their secondary.
And I think both of these teams are going to be playing backup quarterbacks. So
Okay.
because West Virginia was playing backup against BYU. And I think they had a bye last week.
Dude,
And then
Craig, you're coming in so clutch with this visual for me. Like you
I got you.
I get so impressed with this. Look at that. He's got all the games for me.
that's incredible. Let me see real quick.
Ooh, Baylor TCU, and TCU is favored in this one. I mean, it's basically a pick 'em. It's 2.5.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
Baylor and TCU both haven't looked. very
They've both
good.
been kind of
This-
those were the
they're
teams
kind
that I
of
was the
the s-
highest on
Yeah.
that just have underperformed.
Well, I
in
think
my
it's the
opinion.
same. It's the same story for both those two teams, which is like we have quarterbacks and we can throw and we can score points, and we have to just outscore everybody because our defense
Right.
has some liabilities out there. So this is like kind of like a mirror game in a lot of ways.
Spider-Man meme.
Yes,
where
this is the Spider-Man.
they're just
game.
pointing back.
And I
back
think
at
it's
each other.
interesting they picked TCU because I'm not a betting man, but I think I'd be favoring Baylor in that one. But,
Yeah, it's at TCU, so I'm guessing that has a tiny bit to do with it. But
Okay. I mean, you usually get somewhere from 3 to 3.5 for being the
Yeah.
home from Vegas.
so, I mean, that's kind of an interesting one. But in my opinion, it doesn't really have a whole lot of impact on the overall outlook of what this conference is going to look like.
For sure.
Cincinnati got that ranking number 24. They're
Congrats,
at Oklahoma
boys.
State. I'm sure Cincinnati's favored by
Only 22.5 is what this graphic that Craig's got for me. So just slightly favored.
Yeah, so we've seen crazier things happen in college football this season, but Cincinnati should take care of business.
They will be moving up in the rankings.
Yeah, they will be moving up in the rankings for sure.
Hopefully past number 23, shall we say. Let's see. So here's a game that I guess record-wise still does have a little bit of impact. Arizona's 4-2, but 2 conference losses.
Yeah.
But Houston's 5-1. Kind of a sneaky good hey, we were together at the bottom of the conference last year, but both of us are, not
Playing good ball.
playing good ball. As we saw with Arizona, can pick off a good team.
Yeah.
Not going to win every single game, but they're going to BYU's lucky to get out of there with a loss, with a win. And-
Arizona's only losses this year are Iowa State, when Iowa State was looking like the best team in the conference
and healthy.
Yeah. So that's fair.
Yeah.
And BYU, who
In double
overtime found a way to beat you. So I don't think Arizona's a bad team by any stretch.
They're good.
Anyone needs to be alert for Arizona.
Yeah. And then Houston's 5-1, obviously,
And their only losses to Tech,
right.
who's great.
Who's what we think is the cream of the crop in the Big 12.
Right.
So I mean, I think Houston's gonna win, but like this is a really good game. Like probably outside of we'll get to this game in a second, but outside of probably BYU Utah and Texas Tech Arizona State, it might be a better game than Texas Tech Arizona State.
Well, if Sam Levitt doesn't play, which I don't know the extent of his injury or his timeline, if he doesn't play, this is a better game.
I 100% agree.
If he plays, like, okay, I'm interested again.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play, I'm watching Arizona and Houston before I watch Texas Tech and Arizona State.
Right. Okay. Texas Tech Arizona State. Let's get right in. Texas Tech's number 7 in the country.
Oh, what do you know? Top 10 team.
Playing at Arizona State. So it's in Tempe. Sam Levitt it was interesting because they had him listed as probable or not on the injury report. Then Wednesday hits, he's doubtful. Thursday hits, Wednesday hits, he's questionable. Then Thursday hits, he's doubtful. And then Friday, he's ruled out. So not the right direction you want your quarterback to be
trending
going
as
in.
the week goes on.
Yeah, especially coming off of a bye week.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of...
Their coach was kind of cryptic in what he said, too. He was like, look, we've been playing him more than we probably should have with some banged up. He needs rest and recovery, which you got to buy.
Uh-huh.
And we either had to rest him now or rest him later or something like that. And it was kind of like, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a cryptic kind of thing there.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they roll out at Tech. I think Arizona State has, NIU put up 3 scores on them.
Yeah.
Like, I think Arizona State has some question marks at defense. I was feeling better about them with some of the turnovers they created at the end of that TCU game, but now we kind of know Hoover isn't playing like his normal self.
And their starting safety, Xavier Alford's out for the season. Dillingham just reported that today, I believe.
So again, not trending the right way.
Yeah. I do think that if Levitt plays, they can probably make a game, just like get the ball to Jordan Tyson.
Yeah. And Raleek Brown is good. Their running back is good.
Yeah. One of, I think he leads all Big 12 running backs.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah.
So, like, they have weapons that can give Texas Tech problems, but
Tech is the better team, even with Levitt. But without Levitt, I'm not watching.
My half-baked conspiracy theory is that Dillingham maybe be pulling Sam Levitt back against some of the good teams, so that their reputation doesn't take as big of a hit. Maybe protecting the brand a little bit. I'm not saying he is, but I can see, like, okay, we're just gonna chalk it up. Like, guess what, guys?
Sam was out.
Utah's gonna be a loss, but guess what? We rested him. We didn't go all in on beating Utah.
Right.
Texas Tech is the game that, like, we beat Texas Tech.
And it doesn't matter.
That's the last really difficult game on our schedule, and then maybe we have a chance to be in the Big 12 championship game after that. That's kind of my half-baked. If you want to talk yourself into ASU, that's my half-baked theory. I don't think it's true.
Yeah, it's a fun theory. I'll tell you, I want to nest a 1/3 baked theory inside of your half-baked theory. Going along with that, if you wanted another reason to kind of protect the brand and also protect the future, I know for a fact through some of my friends that there are times when they have teams in college football have done things that will hold a player back or not let a player shine as bright as he could, or create questions about health and stability around a player so that his NIL value is different when the offseason comes too. So if you need an
potential draft stock.
Or potential draft stock. So to get someone here for longer. So if you need another crazy aliens marrying Bigfoot and eloping to Atlantis type theory, like, that could be another one.
If an Arizona State fan gets a hold of this,
we're
gonna end up on the wrong side of, like, their 100-person message board that they have down in Tempe.
All 100 people who are sober enough to communicate on the internet are going to be furious.
Yeah.
Absolutely furious.
But that would be good for this podcast. If Arizona State media picked up our half-baked conspiracy theories, I think that'd be good for us.
Dude, I low-key want to like ASU because I like a lot of things about ASU.
I love Dillingham.
Dillingham's great. I was a big fan of Scattaboo. I don't know how you couldn't be a big fan of Scattaboo last year. I like Jordan Tyson. Like, there's a lot of things about it, but like, so many people I know went to that game, including people who were ASU fans last year,
Right.
who had such a terrible experience at that game that I'm like, I don't know if I can like fully support them as much as I'd like to, because they're like a college football brand I've like cheered for in games in the past when it helped us or when it was just entertaining and things, and it's just like
not the most welcoming fan base.
Yeah, not the most open-minded fan base. You know, go for it, my man.
Yeah, I mean, we went to a game, and during that game, their student section was in a brawl. So, like,
that's true. Maybe I'm taking it too personally. The whole "F the Mormons" chanting. Maybe they just need to fight. It's hot.
Yeah,
they're irritable. They need someone to fight and hate. If there isn't something going on, they just fight themselves. Like maybe I'm victimizing it too much.
Yeah. Did we get any religious slander in Tucson, or were they pretty nice?
Listen to this. So I would say 90% of the people I interacted with there were great and welcoming. They were a great and welcoming fan base. We had a few run-ins with some people. But the student section, no, they were great. Also, they were not the loudest stadium. They did for a fact, because I was sitting by the scoreboard, for a fact they were piping in noise. I don't know if I'd call it crowd noise. You know how you got like the Get Loud like logos and there's like sirens and stuff going on? They would leave those playing even when the play clock was getting down to like 10, 12 seconds. And so I don't know if it was even like Bear was like covering his helmet for the crowd noise. I was like, dude, I'm closer to this than you are. And it's annoyingly loud, but I guarantee once you're in the red zone, like that big screen speaker is messing with you and they're not shutting it off early. But so anyway, we had the whole BYU kind of took over good chunks of that stadium. There's the big BYU swath there. I was in like row 6.
Yeah.
Row 1 has like a walkway in front of it for people to get in and out. Row 1 had a bunch of young BYU fans, like 15, 17-year-olds. And they're just doing their BYU thing, you know, sitting there clean cut and yelling whatever. Yeah. And some ASU fans come up.
U of A.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. U of A fans come up. F the Mormons. F you. F this. Like, you don't like that, do you? F the Mormons. Da, da, da. One guy, right? Like he's in their face. Tell you what. 2 U of A fans ran over to the rescue. One of them was a lady with the pom-poms in hand at the game, and she was putting it in his face, and she said, "You are better than this. Don't do that. Don't be like that. You are better than this." So as a BYU fan, because this was a college-age kid, and he was harassing younger kids, and I was on the aisle seat, so I was like, I could get down there pretty quick.
If something
happened.
Escalates.
So I was like, and I'm like with my wife, and I'm with friends, and I'm like, kind of torn. But before I could make a move, the U of A fans were there policing their own and on it. So props to U of A fans.
That's awesome.
There was some awesome fans sitting right behind me who were very cool to talk just college football with. They were pumped that Utah was pummeling ASU. I was less pumped about it. So overall it was great. So
that's good. Shout out U of A fans.
Way to police your own, U of A fans.
Yeah. Craig, our mom's a graduate from U of A, so we like to hear that. We like to hear that U of A fans are still good. You know, I don't know if on Saturday, hopefully there's not a ton of red in the stadium, but
it better not be.
But man, let's get right into.
I'll tell you, a lot of fans leading into this game are only wanting to sell their tickets on the KooConnect Discord because they're like it's a checkpoint, right? It's a safety procedure to like, hey, these people are actually supporting BYU's NIL, you know, and the KooConnect content.
Right.
So it's a safe place to sell them. And I had one guy who just reached out to me today who said, hey, I don't want to sell my tickets on StubHub. Sell them for whatever price you want on your Discord and just give the money to your efforts to create content with the players.
Let's go.
So props to you, BYU fans. I've had a few different Utah fans reach out asking me about tickets, and I have said, sorry, I am unable to help you.
No red.
No red.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it'll be pretty solidly royal blue.
I hope so.
That's my guess.
I think so. I mean, last year at Rice Eccles, it was majority Utah, so they did a pretty good job at protecting their home stand. So hopefully BYU fans, like, lowest ticket price right now is like $297 or something crazy like that. So yeah, I mean, at least if you are gonna sell them, just make sure Utah fans pay double than what they're supposed to.
Yeah, gouge the heck out of those things,
Yeah.
and then donate most of it to Coup Connect.
100%.
Yeah, no, just kidding.
But let's get into.
Are you two going? Are we all going? The three of us?
I think we might have to.
Yeah,
You guys are in?
the must see.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
I think I got 2 tickets for it. I'm about 90% positive. I got 2 tickets. The three of us together,
Yes, sir.
on the
We're
road.
making a ton of noise.
Make it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Last time it was at home, I don't think I sat down, and it wasn't necessarily because I wasn't like, kind of tired. It was like you couldn't sit down, you couldn't see the game. Everybody was standing and yelling.
Right.
I mean, we've been going for years in the student section, and so
Yeah,
we'll bring it.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, jump into the game. What is your insight to this one? What's your takeaways into this one? This is the game,
Yeah.
right? If we're looking up here at the matchups, 2 ranked teams in the Big 12. Big noon kickoff is there. Arizona State, Texas Tech could be interesting if Leavitt plays. Who knows? I don't know.
This is
But this is the game.
Dampier looks a lot better than he did against Texas Tech.
Okay.
Obviously playing lesser competition. Supposedly he was like super banged up for Texas Tech. But here's the thing. If he's on, like, they're very good offense. But if he's not, like, this is a very, like, it's an offense that things can go south in a hurry. And so it's ultimately, as it comes down to every single BYU Utah game, it comes down to special teams
Yeah.
and turnovers.
Yeah.
Like, you win those two, you win this football game, you lose the turnover battle, you lose the football game. And if you as long as you don't screw up on special teams, like, you have a shot to win.
Right.
Like, that's where this game comes down to. The offenses and defenses are very similar. A-Rod coached at Utah and at BYU. Jay Hill coached at Utah and at BYU. Kalani coached at Utah and at BYU.
And
Cal Whittingham is a graduate from BYU.
Yeah.
Jason Beck played at BYU. I can't remember if he's been on staff.
If he was like no, he was on staff. I actually listened to him talk
Okay.
at a coach's clinic one time. I chatted
Okay.
it up with him. He was
It
definitely
wasn't
on
with
staff.
Kalani,
No, it was with
but-
the Nye and Bronco.
but like,
Yeah.
he knows the ins and outs of BYU. Obviously, he's an alum, so
Yeah.
like, he still knows what's been going on at BYU even when he's at other programs, right? So everyone knows everything about
Right.
each other. So, like, who has the edge? Like, Bear has turned the ball over a couple times the last few weeks, and this is gonna be, if Bear can like kind of cement, like, right now, like, he's really good. He's been doing mostly like 80-90% of everything like we could want from a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He goes out and beats Utah. Like, he goes from not just like a good like BYU quarterback, but he already like is putting himself in a like, this
Another
could truly
tier.
be a generational, like, one of the best quarterbacks we've ever had
Yeah.
with a Utah win.
True freshman, winning the rivalry game, preserving the undefeated season. Yeah.
Right.
I'll just tell you, Will Farron did not get free chubbies for life for kicking a game-winning field goal against anyone else.
He kicked a game-winning field goal against SMU
SMU
and
He
did
didn't
not
get free chubbies for life.
Nope. But
This game, man.
yeah. And that's the other thing. I'm so sorry, Will Farron. All your field goal misses are on me.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Yeah.
accept
We texted, man.
I accept full responsibility for my actions, and I promise that the jinx is dead.
It's now
the
dead.
jinx is dead. It's my fault, 100% my fault. Now just go make your field goals against Utah.
So the spread on this What are we at? It's Utah's favored. Vegas has Utah favored by 3.5.
Yes.
Yep.
Whew. But the matchup predictor, we got BYU 50%, 51% winning. So this is as razor thin as it basically could be,
Right.
right? What do you think? I mean, you say special teams, turnovers. I mean, it might just come down to a few plays at the end of the game like it usually does.
Yeah, like, will one team probably be lining up to kick a game-winning or game-tying field goal at the end? Feels like in this rivalry, that's what it always comes down to.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, BYU's had their fair share of history
Mhm.
in the last 25, 30 years of, kicks going wrong.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we put those demons to bed last year.
We're a very different team than we
And-
were in those eras.
Right, 100%. And just like, I just don't see this one having a whole lot of points. I think it's a very, like, both, Kalani and Kyle Whittingham, they both really rely on complementary football, like we've talked about so far this podcast, like field position. And so I think, it's going to be a lot of like, like punting will make a huge difference in this game. And we have Sam Vanderhaar, so I feel good about that.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's going to be kind of like a 17-13 game.
Usually is.
And I don't know. I like BYU. I think Utah has definitely turned a corner offensively.
Look, whether they're firing on all cylinders 3 weeks from now, or they were 3 weeks ago when they played
Yeah.
Texas Tech, they're firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah.
Like they're coming in with momentum, they're coming in with confidence. So we're getting them at their very best. So that's gonna be tough.
Yeah. I think it's going to be like a 17-13, low possession, lots of just physical. I mean, we've seen Utah play for 20 years. We know exactly, like,
Yeah.
there's no secret. We know what the recipe is. It's, can we go out and stop it, and can we make plays? And BYU so far this season has showed that in every tight spot that they've been in, which hasn't been many, but the spots that they have been in, they've been resilient. They've gone out, they made plays. So I expect them, I'm hoping that Bear can lead us down for a game-winning touchdown drive, because honestly, I think that's kind of where we're going to be at. I think we're going to need Bear to come up with some legendary stuff.
Let's do it. I'm all in.
Yeah.
The more drama, the better, especially if we win at the end. Have you guys
Absolutely.
experienced a rivalry win in Lavelle Edwards? You have.
I'm not.
You have not? You have not?
Nope.
Oh, this is going to be your
Only
first
one
one.
was last year.
And you were in the media, the
Mhm.
press box?
Yeah. I was on the field. We were in the corner watching the fair and field goal go through. And
You've got a better experience than I have.
I didn't cheer, but
Because you're media.
yeah.
You're a professional.
But silently I went.
Yeah.
Just quiet enough so no one could hear me.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be a fun one, man.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped about it.
Yeah.
Should be a good time. I'm leaving a family outing,
Oh,
a once in 4 year, whenever you draw your deer tag,
right.
family outing. So
Well,
I'll go right
nothing's
back
You
more-
got 60,000 brothers there. So.
that's right. It's a
Yeah.
different family.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. This is the biggest day in the state every single year.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that comes close to.
Pioneer Day, take a back seat. This is the Holy War.
I
No.
mean, football is way more relevant than the Pioneers are these days. So
Wow. Don't
Wow.
slander too much.
Jeez, our ancestors.
Brigham Young.
All that heritage. It's Brigham Young
Yeah.
University, bro.
I know, but
The Vanguard Company. He led the charge here.
I'm just saying, most people think way more about this game than they do about their Pioneer ancestors.
That is a fact.
Yes.
That's a fair statement. All right. If you've hung around this long, you're obviously a real Cougar fan. Like we say, hit the like, hit the subscribe, drop us a comment. And if you really want all the great nuggets and you can't get enough Cougar content, go to cougconnect.com, become a subscriber today. I'm feeling spicy Tuesday. Well, probably the day you see this. I don't know.
We can post this tomorrow.
Let's post this tomorrow morning, because tomorrow night, or tonight, when you see this, Tuesday night, I'm going to go voice chat in there, and I've got a little bit of tea I'm going to drop telling you guys on the podcast first. I'll advertise it tomorrow. But get in there, kooconnect.com/subscribe, or just click the Become a Subscriber tab there. Get in the community. Great way to support the program. Great way to get some great content. All right, that's all we got. I will see you guys all next week. Go Cougs.
Hashtag make this Jake's full-time job.
Hashtag all the way, right? Make it the full-time job. See you guys.